Hi, everybody. My name is Dickherber. I work at On-Site Computer Consulting Services here in Wentzville. We've been here about 30 years, and we've taken a huge stance of trying to keep the community educated about scams and things that are out there impacting the people in the community and their families. And I've invited Mr. Jim Zemick to come join me today to tell you the story of the impact of one of these scams on his family. Hi, Jim.
Hi.
So tell me about this phone call you got.
All right. I'm in the field most of the time. Anyways, this day I got a phone call in the office, right? And it was a guy it was very chaotic on the phone, and a guy probably from Mexico, something like that, a broken voice, broken English. And he called and he's like, Jim Zemick. And I'm like, yeah. Right. And he's like, are you Sage Zemick's dad? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I have your daughter. We have a problem. And I'm like, I start to panic already. I'm like, what do you mean, right? And because it's very chaotic, it's hard to hear, but I could hear my daughter crying in the background. But it was weird. It was like I could hear her, like if we were in this room, like she was coming from out of the room. So it was like she was there, but she wasn't close, right? And you know your daughter's voice. So I'm like, what do you mean? What's wrong? What's going on? Right? I start panicking. What's going on? Put her on the phone. I can't put her on the phone. I'm not going to put her on the phone. Where are you? I'm like, what does that matter where I'm at? I can be to you. Where are you? Put her on the phone. And he's like, he won't talk to me. And he's like, he's like, I'm at Troy Walmart, right? And my mind is going up and down this way and other ways, and he won't put her on the phone. Anyways, going back to the why, I was at the office, and so I wasn't in the city like I would have been, or Chesterfield or wherever else, right? I was in the office, so I could. And my wife happened to be in the other room, and so I told her get Sage on the phone, and when the guy on the phone, the broken English guy on the phone, heard that, he hung up. But I could hear again going back. I could hear Sage in the background going, "Daddy, crying, Daddy, I need your help, Daddy, I need you, come get me, I'm scared." Right? It was an avalanche of emotions up and down. The longest 1 minute phone call of my life. And yeah, no, it didn't have a safe word, none of that stuff. It was a panic.
So, in case people are wondering, about a year ago, I was on a newscast for one of the local channels, and there was a family in like St. Louis that lost everything. It's on our website if you want to go watch the newscast. But what I find, because Jim and I happen to be in a networking group, and I saw a recent post from a family in Troy that this event happened to. And the family got as far as taking money out of the bank and getting to the parking lot in Walmart to do this exchange for the children. And finally, the woman on that the man was talking to said, I can hear my grandson, but ask the man to tell her to ask the young boy what his middle name was. And he wouldn't do it, and the woman insisted, and finally the man just hung up. So this is becoming more and more prevalent. It's been in our area for over a year. But in our networking group, I told the same story about the family in Troy, and everyone in the group, their eyes kind of glazed over. They looked at me like, really? Why do you make this stuff up? And then Jim stood up and said, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
This happened to me. And everyone's attitude in the room changed, and everyone became alert, and everyone was willing to listen. And what my point is of having Jim to tell this is, folks, please have a family safe word, a multi-generational, everybody in the family that interacts, everybody in the family that can be connected to the other family. I don't care if you've got brothers, you got sisters, you got grandma, you got great grandma, you got little bitty kids. When you're together, make it a game. Teach them all this secret family safe word. It's the superpower, tell the little kids, whatever it is that will intrigue them to not repeat it, not go around school and say, we've got a family super word. Don't tell people, but make it a kind of a secret thing in the family, but practice it like you practice a fire drill, like you practice what are you going to do if you have a car wreck? Who are you going to call? If you go out and have a drink and you need dad to come get you, call me. It's the same kind of thing. It's something so easy, and it shuts these scammers down so fast. They can't get the answer. But how they have your child's voice is a voice cloning. If you watch the newscast I was in, it takes 10 seconds of your voice to make you say whatever they want to say. And the programs to do that are $5 a month. It's ridiculous. AI is a wonderful thing, but it's brought so many not wonderful things to the table. And the scary part is somebody else in your family just had pretty much the same experience with a phone
Yeah,
call
in Nashville. Yeah, it
in
was.
Nashville.
I don't know that whole story. Something about. Um, he kind of told me something about jury duty, and they were
Mm-hmm.
issuing warrants if you didn't pay this, that, and the other. I didn't get the whole story yet, but yeah, same thing. Um, yeah,
Okay.
AI, whatever it's scary. I don't know if I wasn't at the office that day. I don't know where that conversation would have went. Right, if I was in my car in Chesterfield or whatever, I don't know where that would have went if I wasn't standing next to my wife, tell her or calling her and telling her to call her,
to find
which
your
Sage picked up
to
to
find your
find her.
daughter,
Yeah,
right? So please listen. This is a public safety announcement. Nothing more or less. This is not an advertisement for Jim's business or our business or anybody else's business. If we can save one family from going through this nightmare of thinking someone has their child, more power to the community. Take this video, share it, post it, play it for your family, play it for your teenage children who think they're invincible. But the reality of it is, when you post on Facebook, you post on Instagram, TikTok, all those things, and you connect yourselves to your children or your siblings, whether they're adults or whoever, you've connected your family. And that's okay. That's what it's for. But then turn around and think about the flip side and protect yourself from the people that want to take everything you have away from you. Whether you go to an electronic voicemail on your phone, you don't identify who's talking on the phone, you don't, it doesn't matter, because of those 500 phone calls you get and you say hello and they hang up and they call again, you say hello, or they call and say, hey, is George there? And you say, no, George isn't here. My name's Ann. And they have 10 seconds of your voice. And I don't know that every one of those phone calls is malicious, but think about how many times you answer a phone and it isn't somebody you knew, or you talk to somebody, or I can record you sitting in Starbucks and get your voice. It doesn't matter where they get it from. What matters is you know how to react. Family safe word, folks. Something unusual, something bizarre. I don't care. Pumpernickel bread. I don't care what it is, but make it something that nobody else would think of. My favorite reference is an old TV series called Bones. And one of the series, a young boy was kidnapped, and whatever his name was, Booth, I think, asked the dad, if I find your son, do you have a safe word? And the safe word in that series was paladin. And when they found the young kid, Booth said to the kid, Paladin, Paladin, Dad told me to tell you Paladin, you would know you were safe. And the kid went with him without struggle. Please, it's a very simple, silly thing, a safe word. Practice it, teach the kids and the grandparents and the great grandparents. Don't forget them, because they're the ones that are going to get the 3 a.m. phone call saying they have their child or their great grandkid or whoever, and they're not going to know. Practice it, make a game out of it, but so that when people get these phone calls, they don't go, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? They can say, I need to hear the safe word come out of my daughter, grandson's, whoever's mouth, and then I'll do whatever you want. 10 to 1, they'll hang up on you. If they pressure you, just keep repeating the same thing. If they have your child, they will give you that word. Take care. Stay safe. Thank you, Jim.